It is a fundamental truth that we do not ascend to the loftiness of our aspirations. Instead, we inevitably descend to the bedrock of our ingrained behaviors. While every one of us yearns for tranquility, mental clarity, and unwavering self-assurance, mere desire falls far short of making these states a reality. The undeniable truth is that your very mind is sculpted by what you consistently perform, not by what you wistfully wish for. The ancient Stoics grasped this profound insight millennia before modern neuroscience even coined a term for it. Their lives were not dictated by fleeting emotions, but meticulously constructed through deliberate habit, through daily introspection, through the purposeful embrace of minor discomfort, and through the thoughtful pause before uttering a single word. These were not grand, theatrical acts of heroism, far from it. They were quiet, persistent patterns meticulously practiced each and every day. Patterns that quietly forged minds of extraordinary resilience. Today you are invited to explore 10 such Stoic practices. Each one is intentionally modest enough for you to embrace immediately. Yet each possesses a transformative power potent enough to fundamentally alter how you perceive the world, how you respond to its challenges, and how you carry yourself amidst a reality that perpetually seeks to unbalance you. The answer you seek is not an increase in motivational fervor. What you truly require are superior, well-honed habits. Let us embark upon this journey together. Before we delve into the specifics of these transformative habits, it is essential to first consider the fundamental question: why Stoicism, and why habits in particular? Stoicism was never merely an abstract philosophical system to be pondered. At its very core, it was a practical framework for living, a way of being. Consider Marcus Aurelius. He did not compose his meditations with any intention of publishing a book for public consumption. His writing was a deeply personal exercise, a rigorous discipline designed to train his own mind, to fortify his inner citadel. Likewise, Epictetus did not deliver his profound lectures on detachment simply to sound wise or to impress his students. He imparted this wisdom because his own life circumstances had stripped him of everything, leaving him with nothing left to cling to except his own unwavering discipline. The Stoics possessed an understanding that we, in our modern era, are only just beginning to rediscover. You do not simply think your way into a better, more fulfilling life. Rather, you live your way into a more refined, clearer mode of thinking. To express this in contemporary terms, your brain exhibits remarkable plasticity. It continuously reshapes itself based on the actions and thoughts you repeat consistently. If your days are spent perpetually reacting to external stimuli, your brain will inevitably wire itself for chaos and impulsivity. Conversely, if you diligently cultivate the practice of thoughtful reflection, your brain will gradually reorganize itself for profound clarity. Therefore, never underestimate the power of habits. They are not trivial, small-scale behaviors. Instead, they constitute the very architectural blueprint of the person you are actively becoming. And Stoicism, in its wisdom, provides a collection of habits that do not merely foster productivity. They meticulously build character. These are not habits that encourage frantic hustling, but rather profound stillness. Not rigid control, but graceful acceptance. Not self-indulgent gratification, but profound self-respect. In a world that often disproportionately values breakneck speed and incessant noise, Stoic habits gently guide you back to a place of profound depth and disciplined living. You do not require an endless stream of new information. What you desperately need is true integration of what you already know. That precisely is what these 10 habits humbly offer. A profound return, not to some idealized past, but directly to your truest self. These are not merely mundane routines. They are time-tested mental disciplines, practiced diligently by the Stoics of antiquity and astonishingly relevant even in our fast-paced contemporary world. 1. Before the incessant clamor of the world begins to intrude, simply pause. Start your day by engaging with yourself, not by immediately succumbing to the pull of your electronic screen. Before the outside world begins to speak to you, take a moment to speak to yourself. The vast majority of people wake up and immediately reach for their devices, instantly surrendering their precious attention to the pervasive noise of the digital realm. Before their eyes are even fully open, they are swept away by distraction. A true Stoic, however, does not commence the day with distraction. He begins with a clear sense of direction. Perhaps it is a single page from Marcus Aurelius's Meditations, or one profound sentence from Epictetus. Or perhaps it is simply one moment of tranquil silence, used to pose a crucial question. What kind of person will I choose to be today? This practice is not about conjuring artificial motivation. It is about establishing a proper mental posture. Your initial 5 minutes of wakefulness fundamentally shape your focus. That focus in turn sculpts your mood. And your mood inevitably determines the very quality of your subsequent actions. Do not permit the world to program your mind before you have had the chance to do so yourself. The fundamental Stoic habit here is elegantly simple. Reflect profoundly before you react impulsively. Turn inward before you ever turn outward. You do not require a full 30 minutes for this. You merely need genuine intention. Begin your day as a mind that leads, not one that frantically chases. 2. Engage in the deliberate act of imagining the loss of what you currently take for granted. The purpose here is not to preemptively suffer, but to cultivate a profound sense of gratitude in the present moment. Most individuals instinctively recoil from the very thought of loss. The Stoic, in stark contrast, prepares for it with thoughtful regularity. Negative visualization, as this practice is known, may sound harsh or pessimistic, but its true aim is not negativity. Its profound purpose is crystal clear clarity. Envision for a moment your flight being unexpectedly canceled, or your beloved partner choosing to depart, or your health beginning to decline. Do not allow yourself to obsess over these scenarios. Simply cast a quick, dispassionate glance at them. The intention is that when such misfortunes inevitably arrive, you will not be shattered by their impact. Seneca wisely stated that he robs present adversities of their power who has clearly perceived their coming. When you thoughtfully rehearse misfortune within your mind, you effectively soften its element of surprise. You strip it of its capacity to control you. And paradoxically, you become profoundly more grateful for what remains in your life, for who still stands by your side. This practice is not about suffering in advance. It is about strengthening yourself in advance. Even 1 minute today is entirely sufficient. picture the loss, not to become emotionally numb, but to become utterly unshaken. 3. Engage in the act of writing. Do not write with the intention of impressing anyone. Write instead to perceive your own thoughts with crystalline clarity. Your journal is not a stage for performance. It is a meticulously polished mirror for your soul. The Stoics never wrote seeking applause or external validation. They wrote, above all else, to relentlessly sharpen their own minds. Marcus Aurelius, for instance, never intended for his personal words to be read by anyone else. He wrote to consistently remind himself of what truly mattered, of what trials he must patiently endure, and of what attachments he needed to gracefully release. For a Stoic, journaling is not an artistic endeavor. It is a fundamental form of mental hygiene. You write not to sound profound or wise, but to become profoundly honest with yourself. Put down on paper your anger, your perceived weaknesses, your petty grievances. See them for what they are. Own them. Then, with a calm resolve, ask yourself, is this the person I genuinely wish to embody again tomorrow? This is precisely how the mind undergoes a profound rewiring, one carefully chosen sentence at a time, one diligently practiced day at a time. You do not write to display your thoughts to the world. You write to prevent your thoughts from unbiddenly ruling your world. 4. A mere 5 seconds of silence possesses the remarkable power to prevent 5 hours of profound regret. Reacting impulsively is effortless. Pausing, however, is a demonstration of true power. The Stoic does not aim to suppress his feelings entirely. His primary objective is to gain mastery over what he feels. One of the simplest yet most effective ways to initiate this mastery is to count slowly to 5 before you respond to anything. Before you send that heated text message, before you angrily retaliate in traffic, before you thoughtlessly interrupt a silence that genuinely needs no filling. Those 5 seconds may seem insignificant, but they represent the crucial distinction between yielding to raw impulse and upholding your integrity. Within that brief pause, you have the opportunity to ask yourself a pivotal question. Is this impending action truly mine, or is it merely an emotion moving through me without my conscious permission? Marcus Aurelius himself penned a similar query. Ask, is this truly necessary? That momentary hesitation is not a sign of weakness. On the contrary, it is precisely where your rigorous mental training resides and takes root. 5 seconds, that is all it takes. Just enough time to deliberately choose your response instead of passively allowing it to choose you. 5. Do not idly wait for hardship to descend upon you. Actively train for it when life is still proceeding with ease. Comfort, undeniably, is deeply seductive. However, an excessive indulgence in it inevitably renders you soft and unprepared. The Stoics did not actively pursue suffering, but they certainly did not shy away from it either. Seneca, for example, occasionally chose to sleep on the hard floor. Epictetus walked through life with a pronounced limp, a constant reminder of physical adversity. Marcus Aurelius himself confronted betrayal and immense pressure on a daily basis. They understood a vital truth: you do not cultivate strength by meticulously avoiding discomfort. You become truly strong by deliberately choosing to embrace it in small, manageable doses every single day. Wake up earlier than your immediate desire dictates. Subject yourself to a bracing cold shower. Fast for a few hours, deliberately abstaining from food. Sit in complete silence when your mind screams for external stimulation. Each of these small, deliberate acts whispers a profound message to your brain. We are not ruled by effortless ease. We are ruled by our deepest values. Voluntary discomfort serves to build the very muscle of resilience. Do not wait for life to forcibly inflict pain upon you. Train for it now, not because you wish for pain, but because you will be fully prepared and unyielding when it eventually arrives. 6. Every single day, ask yourself a fundamental question. What falls within my sphere of control, and what does not? The Stoic does not conclude his day by mindlessly scrolling through digital feeds. He ends it by thoughtfully sorting through the events of his day. Each night, dedicate a mere 5 minutes. Review the day's occurrences not with the harsh judgment of a critic, but with the dispassionate eye of a skilled craftsman. Ask yourself, what did I mistakenly try to control today that was never truly mine to control? Was it someone else's opinion of me? Was it a specific outcome at work? Was it the arbitrary behavior of a complete stranger? Then shift your focus and ask, what aspects did I control exceptionally well? Was it my sustained effort? Was it the tone of my voice? Was it my focused presence in a difficult conversation? This consistent habit cultivates profound self-awareness. And self-awareness in turn is the very foundation upon which true freedom is built. Epictetus asserted that freedom is the solitary worthy goal in life, but true freedom commences with the precise knowledge of what truly belongs to you and what emphatically does not. This inventory of control is not about assigning blame. It is about achieving profound clarity. And clarity, when practiced diligently on a daily basis, transforms the very way you experience every moment that follows. 7. Understand this truth. Every single yes you utter without thoughtful consideration is, in essence, a resounding no to your authentic self. Therefore, learn to say no and mean it with conviction. Every instance you assent to something of minor importance, you are simultaneously declining something truly essential to your well-being. The Stoic does not strive to be a people-pleaser. His ultimate aim is to live steadfastly by his deeply held principles. Saying no is not an act of selfishness. It is profoundly an act of honesty and self-respect. You do not owe anyone an elaborate justification for your personal boundaries. You merely need to understand clearly why those boundaries exist in the first place. Say no to trivial distractions. Say no to debilitating overcommitment. Say no to individuals who relentlessly drain your inner peace. Your time on this earth is not infinite. Your energy reserves are most certainly not bottomless. The world, in its insatiable nature, will relentlessly continue to ask. Your profound responsibility is to diligently guard the gate of your time and energy. Marcus Aurelius famously stated, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. You do not owe anyone your perpetual availability. You owe yourself your complete and unwavering alignment with your own values. Learn to say no. Do so not with anger or resentment, but with serene clarity. Do so not to push others away, but to remain intimately close to what truly matters to your soul. 8. Actively put down your electronic device. Simultaneously, pick your own mind back up. Constant digital connection inevitably leads to constant consumption, and such relentless consumption inevitably dulls your innate awareness. The Stoics, in their wisdom, valued profound clarity far above mere stimulation, and true clarity by its very nature demands ample space for thought. Consider adopting this practice. Once a week, or perhaps even once a day, intentionally turn it off. The phone, the endless social media feed, the incessant noise of digital notifications. Do this not as an escape from the world, but as an intentional act to hear your own thoughts again, clear and undistorted. We reflexively check our devices hundreds of times over the course of a single day. But how often do we truly check in with ourselves? Digital fasting is not about wholesale rejection of technology. It is about powerfully reclaiming your most precious resource, your attention. Even a single hour spent without screens can remarkably recalibrate your entire nervous system. Take a walk without the distracting presence of music. Sit quietly without the impulse to scroll. Think deeply without any interruption. Marcus Aurelius meticulously journaled in profound silence. You too are fully capable of this. Stillness is not an outdated concept. It is simply an uncommon one in our modern age. Practice deliberate disconnection, not to fall behind in the race of life, but to return to the profound inner wellspring that truly leads you forward. 9. Do not merely consume wisdom. Instead, sit with it, chew on it, allow it to profoundly change you. Do not read with the singular goal of finishing a book. Read instead with the deep intention to absorb its essence. The Stoics did not pursue sheer volume in their reading. They tirelessly pursued clarity and understanding. A single powerful sentence from Epictetus, when read slowly and deliberately, has the capacity to challenge your entire worldview far more profoundly than 10 new books devoured in haste. Sit with that wisdom. Turn it over and over in your mind. Ask yourself, where precisely does this timeless truth apply in my own life right here, right now? Seneca composed his letters not as formal lectures, but as gentle yet firm reminders to his cherished friends, and indeed to himself. You do not need to simply memorize facts. You need to internalize truths. The ultimate goal is not to finish Marcus Aurelius's Meditations. The true goal is to allow meditations to complete something within you, perhaps a lingering fear, a persistent illusion, or an unhelpful habit that no longer serves you. Slow, deliberate reading is, in essence, slow, methodical rewiring of your mind. Read less, but return to those profound texts more often. Because sometimes the line of wisdom you truly need is not a new one. It is a line you were simply not ready to fully comprehend until this very moment. 10. Do not relentlessly attack yourself at night. Instead, simply review the day like a calm, impartial witness. The daylight hours may be over, but your essential work is not. Not the work of external doing, but the profound work of internal understanding. Each night the Stoic asks himself, where did I act from a place of fear today? And where did I remain steadfastly true to my principles? There is no drama, no harsh self-loathing, no performance for an imagined audience. Just pure, unadulterated clarity. Marcus Aurelius executed this ritual with ink and in complete silence. You can achieve the same with a brief voice note or simply by collecting a few intentional thoughts before drifting off to sleep. The core purpose is not to punish yourself. It is profoundly to prepare yourself for the days ahead. When you review your actions and thoughts without judgment, you create a vital, healthy space between the person you were today and the person you are actively becoming. You are not required to be perfect. You are, however, required to be rigorously honest, and honesty, when diligently practiced day after day, ultimately blossoms into unwavering character. Allow the day to conclude, but ensure that the vital process of learning continues unabated. That is how a Stoic peacefully sleeps, with nothing hidden from himself and nothing held back from examination. One single habit, when fully embraced, can indeed transform your current hour. But the consistent living out of all these habits, that is what truly rewires the entire architecture of your life. These 10 Stoic practices will not suddenly transform you into a legendary Stoic figure. That is not their ultimate purpose. They will not earn you thunderous applause, nor will they turn you into a statue of cold marble. But they will achieve something far quieter, far deeper, and infinitely more valuable. They will meticulously carve new, profound grooves within the landscape of your mind. These new grooves will not chase after chaos, but will instead guide you back to a place of unwavering calm. These grooves will resist the pervasive need to impress others and will instead empower you to choose the quiet strength of detached observation. You will not master all of them at once. That is an unrealistic expectation. But you do not need to. Just one moment at a time. One habit lived fully and intentionally. Say no with profound peace. Pause meaningfully before reacting. Read profound texts slowly and with deep absorption. Sit in deliberate silence. These are not grand, heroic acts that will be etched into history. But when practiced with unwavering consistency each and every day, they will fundamentally reshape how you navigate your way through the world. You will not become louder. You will simply become steadier. You will not become more overtly powerful. You will simply become more profoundly present. And sometimes profound presence itself is the most potent form of power. The Stoics did not aim to impress the external world. Their single-minded aim was to master themselves, one diligent day at a time. And so, too, can you. The world, rest assured, will not slow down its relentless pace for your convenience. It will not suddenly become quieter to accommodate you. It will not pause to ask if you are truly ready for its next challenge. But you, through these practices, can be ready. Not by attempting to change the external noise, but by powerfully strengthening the inner being who must courageously walk through it. That is the profound benefit these habits bestow. They diligently build the kind of mind that does not flinch in the face of adversity. A mind that does not beg for an easier path but steadfastly seeks what is profoundly true. Epictetus declared, "No man is free who is not master of himself." True freedom is not an elusive prize found out there beyond your reach. It resides precisely here. Within your very breath, within your conscious choices, and within your unwavering discipline. You do not require more advice or additional information. What you truly need is a rhythm, a simple, consistent rhythm of practice, not for the sake of unattainable perfection, but for the profound, enduring peace that only self-mastery can provide. Begin today, quietly, without any fanfare. Let these powerful habits shape the man you are becoming, rather than allowing the world's noise to define you.